I never thought I'd say this, but Sasquatch Sunset, a movie about a year in the life of a Bigfoot tribe hornier than the cast of Cats and make the same grunts Conor McGregor makes when he takes a piss, is actually a drama, and you know what? A pretty good one at that too. If anything, it's like making an entire movie about the apes from 2001, but it's about fear of extinction instead of the miracle of creation. For those who don't know, there's no dialogue in this. Everything is communicated through body language, grunts, and release of bodily functions. And yet the gorgeous cinematography, eerie as hell sound design, a very bittersweet musical score, and great performances visually communicate everything we need to know about the world building and the characters, like a silent movie is supposed to do. Even with their most disgusting attributes, you can understand what each gesture means and its significance to Bigfoot culture. As bizarre as that sounds. Everything from how they eat, groom, build shelter, try to contact other Bigfeet, or bid farewell to one of their own. Minor spoilers, they've seen other Bigfeet die in this, and there are actual rituals on how to deal with it. Everything is given enough detail to instantly understand the context, and I'm not even kidding when I say this, there's context and character development to Riley Keough scratching her crotch and sniffing her finger afterwards. I won't explain why, because it actually led to a pretty good suspenseful twist. And speaking of, what I said about this being a drama, this movie technically does a lot of genre bending. The tone can switch from comedy, drama, to even horror at the turn of a dime in any scene, and it feels earned every time. Because when you get down to it, this is actually a pretty sad tale about a lone tribe who may be the last of their kind in a forest that's slowly vanishing. No spoilers, but they do find more traces of human life than of their own kind, and when they freak out at the sight of a road, you instantly feel the same confusion, fear, and rage they have towards another species taking over their land. And then when they start pissing and shitting all over the road to mark their territory, you can't help but laugh at just how stupid it is. But again, it's not for shock value. Every gross out moment has a weirdly earned purpose. It helps that all the actors take these roles super seriously. They actually studied the movements of primates in order to find the right balance of ape and human movement in order for it to feel authentic. I can't imagine how hard it must have been to express emotion under all that makeup, but they make it look incredibly seamless. And before I forget, the prosthetics and makeup in this are absolutely outstanding. Yeah, fuck you. Once in a while, you can see the gaps in their eyes and hands, but for the most part, I kept forgetting that Jesse Eisenberg and Riley Keough were the main leads. I thought going in there'd be a central protagonist and everybody else be a side character, but almost everyone in this is treated like an ensemble, and they all have unique personalities where you can actually tell one of them apart from a close enough distance. And a wide, it can be a little tricky, but when they're up close and they're interacting, you actually can tell one from the other. It's hard to explain what makes these characters feel relatable without spoiling major scenes, but Christophe Zajac-Denek and Jesse Eisenberg start off with this lovable, naive innocence. But when they need to take more responsibility for the tribe, they rise to the occasion. It doesn't always work out, in fact it rarely does, but they keep trying because there's no other option. Co-director Nathan Zellner manages to fuck the leading lady on camera and work it into the script without it being weird. Sort of. Jokes aside, Nathan Zellner is truly intimidating as the leader, who struggles with choosing the survival of his tribe over his own primitive desires. But make no mistake, Riley Keough is the major standout, as her character arguably struggles the most trying to raise a cub, protected from other deadlier predators, because, again, without spoiling anything, there actually is an antagonist in this movie, and dealing with the alpha male's impulses. And even though there are times when the others do help her, or she helps them just because that's what tribes do, she gets the most scenes where she's on her own, and Keough's subtle nuances communicate the constant stress she's experiencing. You really feel bad for her. There are flaws with this movie, but it is hard to explain without spoiling major events, and honestly, I don't even want to, because I had such a good time with Sasquatch Sunset. It was such a unique experience, even for a modern-day silent movie, where the amount of attention to detail to the mythology, the committed performances, the beautiful nature scenery of this film, amongst many other things, make it one of easily the best movies I've seen so far this year. Definitely give Sasquatch Sunset at least one watch if you're into this sort of thing, because not everyone's going to enjoy it, and it's painfully obvious why. But if you're looking for a movie that has its own distinct identity, I highly recommend it. And with that, guys, thanks as always for watching. Let me know in the comments below what you thought of Sasquatch Sunset. Be sure to stay tuned for more reviews. Be sure to check me out on Patreon and buy me a coffee. And be sure to like and subscribe. Take care.